Second combination ready to perform from the Philippines. Elisa Salvador and Jemima Tiambeng. Good hide out of the water with the first throw. With synchronization being almost the name of the game, and many of these movements are quick and complex, get an appreciation of how hard it is to keep legs and arms in time with your partner. Elisa Salvador had a different partner in the technical performance. That was Ruth Abier. So Jemima joining her in this free routine. First dance is always free. So said the lyrics. Coach is proud of the performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, duet number 2. They are Elisa Marie Salvador and Jemima Tiambeng, representing
so Elisa and Jemima putting out a good performance. Very up-tempo choice of music. Certainly some very complex body and limb movements. Did look to have a little bit more to it than the duet from Brunei.
Judges score for duet number 2, Elisa Marie Salvador and Jemima Tiambeng. Marks for execution.
So 59.6333.
Marks for artistic impression. 23.7333.
So the execution marks a little higher than the duet from Brunei. Similar artistic impression. Overall, almost 3 points better than the first pair. So just under 60 points becomes the new total to beat. Very elegant first pose from the first Malaysian pair to go. Liana Nadira. This pair did not perform in the duet technical routine. Competition in which Malaysia finished a very tight second. Gan Huawei and Zilan Lee, silver medalist behind Singapore. Mia Yong and Debbie So. Those combinations yet to perform here in the free routine. This third performance, we do seem to be really stepping up in quality. Some exquisite moves being put together by Lidiachin Neliana Nadira of Malaysia, and they've been given a warm reception by the home crowd here at the National Aquatic Centre. That's delightful. So difficult and yet made to look so easy. That's what it's all about. Great performance, really enjoyable, well received, not just because they're representing the host nation, because this was real quality, wonderful height out of the water, great expression.
Duet number 3. They are Lee Sing and Noriana.
The kind of performance that makes you wonder, how do they do that?
These swimmers are coached by Long Yan.
And to think they're not even ranked as the best Malaysian pair. We've got something special still to come. So we've had marks of 57, almost 60, but surely this is significantly better than those first two performances, with difficulty and execution and the artistic flavour that they brought to their performance. So they'll be hoping for 70 plus.
Judges score for duet number 3. Lee Sing and Noriana Nadira.
And it is
21
superior across the board from Jin and Nadira with a 74.667, 70.4667.
20.8000. Total score 70.4667. Thank you, Simas.
So they are the clear leaders after 3 routines by more than 10 points. That will give the rest something to chase.
And now let's welcome duet number 4.
Perhaps sharing favouritism for this final. Singapore pair, Debbie So, Mi Ya-yong. This duet combination took out top spot in the technical routine. But by less than half a point. Superb height out of the water. A less conventional, perhaps even controversial flavour to the music really requires special choreography and synchronization to make it work, and they're doing that. Strongly percussive choice of music, punctuated with moments that capitalized upon with the choreography here. Just there's no really identifiable melody, and it makes it unusual, distinctive, and a little bit risky. It's a sort of routine that requires enormous fitness and stamina. It's a frenetic pace to the movements and the music. And there we have it. That is going to be difficult to beat. Mi Ya-yong and Debbie So of Singapore.
Ladies and gentlemen, duet number 4.
70.4667 is the score to beat.
Representing Singapore.
From Malaysia's
Coached
Lee
by Marina
and Nadira.
And Julie Sovi.
That's the end of the routine. A nice pose for the finish. They'll be exhausted after that routine. What's the score to be for Debbie So and Mi Ya-yong? Should be confident they'll take the lead temporarily at least. with a few routines still to come. Looking for something in the mid to high 70s.
Judges score for duet number 4, Mia Yong-sing and Debbie Soh-Lee.
And they have hit the front. They are holding down first position. A score for Mia Yong and Debbie So of 76.2333. So a good score and one that will be tough to beat. But there are good competitors to come here at the National Aquatic Centre.
And a total score 76.2333. Thank you, students.
Cannot swim better than that. Again, like your other program. Okay? Seriously, you cannot do better than that. You
Let's welcome duet number 5.
Started the routine for the pair from Vietnam. Two combinations here representing Vietnam. Although they only had one in the technical routine. Han Tran and Han Ni. Also An Nguyen and Lui Nguyen An. Something that synchronized swimming or artistic swimming shares with rhythmic gymnastics is the requirement to give this appearance of ease of execution. No matter how much the lungs might be bursting and how much effort is required, try to make it look as though it's easy to do. Well, obviously, it's still very complex. The addition of underwater cameras some years ago now really did make a difference to the understanding and the presentation of the sport. Just once or twice they're lacking some verticality to their movements out of the water. Not quite as strong perhaps as the Singapore pair of Yong and So. Dramatic choice of music. Well, the tempo certainly built through the last 45 seconds to a minute, and bringing some pride to the Vietnamese supporters here.
They are Phan Tăng Bảo Trung and Phan Mã Nghị, representing Vietnam.
Probably the stronger of the two Vietnamese duets, Phan Tăng Bảo Tran and Phan Mã Nghị. It's a very subjective thing, the choice of music, but for me, I like a little more light and shade to the music, a little more change in pace and melody. It stayed quite dramatic throughout.
Judges score for duet number 5. Phan Tăng Bảo Trung and Phan Mang.
76 the score to beat, 67.2667.
19.9000.
First of the Vietnamese duets.
Marks for artistic impression 27.0667. Marks for difficulty
Phan Tran and Phan Nhi.
20.3000. Total score 67.2667. Thank you, swimmers.
Interesting that they're addressed as swimmers. It's artistic swimming or synchronized swimming. And of course, the sport really is a combination of swimming, gymnastics and dance. Five routines done.
Now let's welcome duet number 6.
Shoulders back and a dramatic presentation on the deck. There are time limits to these parts of the routine. Way and Way, the #1 pair for Malaysia. They need a score of better than 76.23. Swimmers were runners-up in the technical routine. They're currently leading the free routine from Singapore, Yong and So. But Gan Hua Wei and Zilan Lee are good enough to unseat the technical champions. Showing us some very good synchronization. Complex maneuver out of the water. Great height. Some interesting changes in the music tempo. Wonderful leg extension, even synchronizing their expressions. Oh, the home fans are loving this. Well, a mixture of elegance and power and creativity.
That was duet number 6. They are Lee Ying-hui and Gan Hua-hui.
Well, Gan Hua-hui and Zilan Li have thrown down the gauntlet to So and Yong.
These swimmers are coached by Long Yan.
In the eyes of Malaysian fans, that was a goal performance, but what about in the eyes of the judges? Well, there are 15 of them who will decide the fate of this high-quality Malaysian pair. It was different, it was engaging, it was very well performed. We need to beat 76.2333. It could be tight.
Judges score for duet number 6. Lee Ying-hui.
Oh, they've done it. They are in front. Only just.
22.6000. Marks for artistic impression.
Oh, there's barely a tenth in it. 76.300. 76.233 was the score for Singapore. So they're in gold medal position.
76.3000. Thank you, swimmers.
They are delighted, as well they should be. To put your best performance out there in front of an adoring home crowd.
Let's welcome
Doesn't get any better than that.
number 7.
Still more performances to come though. From Thailand, Pulprasad and Paulsen, Nataya and Karika, high energy start to their routine. Thailand without a team in the technical routine. Beg your pardon. No, I have found them. They finished 6th in the technical with a score of 66.2846. Antaya and Kairika. If they were to better that performance and perhaps finish in the medals, they'd need to score, one would think, over 70. That's accepting that Malaysia and Singapore look to have the top 2 medals between them. At the moment it's gold to Malaysia and silver to Singapore. never left the routine. It's been right through. Very demanding. Asked a lot of the athletes. The coaches, one looked happy and one not so happy.
Duet number 7. They are Karika Punprasad and Nataya Khonseng, representing Thailand. These swimmers are coached by Claudia.
One of the challenges for athletes who are of different builds, as these two are, is to make the movements look identical. The amplitude, the lines, not easy when one is taller and more powerfully built than a teammate, but what it does do is allow for perhaps better height out of the water on the throws. You have one stronger competitor and one lighter, of a lighter build. But you can lose in other areas. Yes, they only look moderately happy about that, so a couple of things technically might have gone astray there.
Judges score for Duet number 7.
Not happy. Yes, a 65.8 execution down a little.
19.6000. Marks for artistic impression. 26.
So that leaves them out of the medals at the moment.
And marks for difficulty.
We've got Malaysia, Singapore, and the second Malaysian team holding down first, second, and third.
000. Thank you, swimmers.
Be a bit of injured pride and an injured leg, I think. But on we go. Still have performances to come and performances to enjoy in this duet free routine final, Southeast Asian Games. It's the Indonesian pair. Claudia Megawati and Nisa Trianti. Something for all the single ladies to enjoy. Sure Beyonce ever expected her music to be used like that, but all to the good. Change of tempo and feel to the music now. Nisa Trianti and Claudia Megawati of Indonesia. Indonesia next year to host the Asian Games. Cousin, I suppose, if you like, of the Southeast Asian Games. But held only every 4 years. this Indonesian duet looking to force their way into medal contention. They need more than 70.4. They probably can't challenge the top Malaysian team or Singapore's So and Yong. But this is a good routine, certainly has the crowd engaged. Clever choice of music, has to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was duet number
I think it was one of those tunes that the first time you heard it, it had you. It's really very catchy. I do think, though, that the athletes in this kind of sport, or in, say, rhythmic gymnastics, where you're required to train to the same piece of music all the time, coach still loves it, is that you might get sick of it. And you have to train so long and so hard to that one piece of music. It'll be something of an earworm. Good expression from our Indonesian athletes, Anissa and Claudia. They want something better than 70.4. Great to see that the coach is pleased and proud of what the girls have done. You can only do your best, and the cards fall where they may. And if you do manage a mistake-free routine, it's absolutely the best that you can do. Well, you've got to be proud of that no matter where you come. Oh, they're in contention. 71.4667 has them in third position. Potential bronze medalists right there, the Indonesian pair. Veritrianti and Sianto.
Well done.
Let's welcome duet number 9.
Last routine of this free final. It should be the Vietnamese pair, it is. Lu Nguyen and Nguyen Hong. Good first thrust out of the water, good height and nice lines, very vertical. Packing a lot into this first 30 seconds. Recently with quite a strong showing in gymnastics, artistic for both men and women, and choreography and athleticism that sport requires, crossing over into artistic swimming. Just a loss of synchronization there for this pair. That will hurt them. Some execution deductions to be made. Vietnam had a 5th placing in the technical routine with the other pair of Phan Tran and Phan Nhi. Nguyen Hong and Lu Nguyen An here just not giving you the impression that it's easy for them, and just once or twice they've lost each other in terms of their timing. And the routine comes to almost an unexpected end.
That was duet number 9. They are Lu Nguyen An and
Nguyen Hong An and Lu Nguyen An.
And these swimmers are coached by Huân Phong Linh Thi.
Still a creative choreography, but not as well executed as some of the earlier routines, particularly those from Lee and Wei of Malaysia and So and Yong of Singapore. They look to have put a bit of a break on the field with their scores in the mid to high 70s. Third place at the moment, a 71.4667 from the Indonesian pair, Anissa and Claudia. So I see these two being scored in the bottom half of the field, but they're young and improvement still in them, I'm sure. Crowd just hanging on for confirmation that the current first place holders aren't threatened here. They won't be. It's a 60.7667 for Lu An and Nguyen An.
18.5000. Marks for artistic impression.
So execution down a little in the 18s.
Marks for difficulty. 18.0000. And the total score 60.7667. Thank you.
It leaves them in 7th place, and that will confirm that the gold medal goes to Malaysia. Lee and Wei with So and Yong of Singapore to claim the silver. To go with the gold they got in the technical, and bronze will go to Indonesia. So a very good competition. We saw some high quality moves and routines. Let's see how close it was between first and second. 76.30 to 76.2333 between Malaysia and Singapore. And then it was Indonesia's Fertrianti and Suyanto, some 5 points behind the top two. It was tight for third though, with Malaysia's second pairing right behind Indonesia. Indonesia very happy with their bronze medal. Almost surprised, I think. And Singapore, it's another silver medal. And it's gold, though, for the host nation, Zilan Lee and Gan Hua Wei. They put in a stunning performance.
Now we move on to the gold medal match for the women. It's Thailand, and their team have been very impressive throughout. And they're up against Singapore. So two teams which ran up quite a number of